there, Ben. Hope you're enjoying the Nuggets game. This is your video lesson. Let's see here. One thing I want to talk about, maybe two things. I'll talk about those things, and as usual, if you have questions or want me to look at anything, have your mom or dad shoot me over a message, and I'm more than happy to answer. So let's get to it. So we talked last time about, or the last project or two that we've had have been primarily jam songs, where we learn like a chord, like a riff, and then a strumming section, and then over top of that you would jam with a buddy, right? We did that with Sunshine for Your Love, and we did that with Come Together, where you can use those D minor pentatonic licks to solo and jam over top of, right? And so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a detour into something a little different. We're going to do a riff song, and this one is All Apologies by Nirvana. It's a great song. It's a drone string riff. We can talk all about that in what I call vibing guitar, where we can kind of use drone strings. It's almost like, not to get too far ahead into that topic, but you can think of these drone string riffs as having their origins in like Celtic music or in bagpipes, where you'd have one droning note while a melody's playing on another pipe. So this kind of takes like a cue from that. You can probably thank Led Zeppelin and those kinds of bands who are into Celtic music for introducing that kind of thing. You see it an awful lot in grunge era and post-grunge music. A lot of Smashing Pumpkins will do it. Filter will do it. Nirvana does it. Soundgarden does it. So it's kind of a neat way of writing riffs where you have a drone string and you have a melody note going against it. But not to get, like I said, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, let's talk about what the tuning is first. To really pull off this drone string sound, or the droning riff sound, what you do is you get into a drop D tuning. So it sounds, where you can actually hit all the strings and they're going to sound good together. Now this tuning, the tuning of this song happens to be in drop D flat tuning. So you can think of your regular drop D tuning that we've done before and lowering everything else down an additional fret. So I'm going to give you the tuning notes first. You have your first string right here, which is an E flat or a D sharp. You have your B, which is now a B flat or an A sharp, depending on which tuner you're using. You have a G flat or F sharp on the third string. You have a D flat or C sharp. You have an A flat, and then you have a D flat / C sharp. So actually when you hit those low notes right there, it's actually a power chord. So the same power chords we played before, if you hit those open strings, that's what that sound is. That's why this works as a drone. Like I said, we'll talk more about that in person. So with All Apologies, it actually uses a concept we've already talked about in the blues soloing. Remember I said before that, hey, you don't want to have like new material, because people get tired of hearing new stuff all the time. They like to hear themes and melodies. And in soloing is no different. Let's think of a solo as just as a melody that's kind of constructed on the spot. Now, when you're doing things like this, you want to have form. The same way that when you have a house, it should have a certain form to it. It has bedrooms, has living room, dining room, has a certain form to it that you come to expect. It'd be like a house that just had endless rooms of whatever's not related to anything else that you have in the house. It wouldn't make sense that way. Music is kind of like that. It has to have themes that make sense. In this song, what he uses is a form called A, B, A, C. Now that's not having to do with chords, it has to do with sections. So you have your A section, then you have your B section, then your A section comes back again to go, hey, I know that. That was something that happened before. And then you have C, which is a build off of the other ones. So you have 3 sections in total, and you have one that repeats every other time. And then that gives your ear something to hang on to where it makes sense. Like I said, if I were writing riffs and they were just endless streams of just like ideas, it would sound as such. It would sound like a stream of consciousness, and Doug is just sitting there pontificating all afternoon, and nothing ever links back to anything else that I've talked about. So enough talking. You have riff A, which is this. On the 9th fret right here, I'm going to slide into 9. I'm going to slow that down for you, obviously. I'm going to play it once so you can hear how it flows. So you have 9, 9. This is all tapped out for you right here. When I'm doing this, you feel free to hit the open 6th string while you do this. This actually sounds kind of nice. And I probably, Kurt Cobain did the same thing as well. So I'm playing this. So I have to do those bottom 2 strings. So 9, 9, 10, 9. Go back to the 10. Slide to 12. 10, 9, 9, 9. 10, 9, 12, 12, 10, 9. That's your A right there. That's your A melody. Then you have the next one. I was actually talking about this with somebody else the other day that Kurt Cobain wasn't like a blues rock solo player, but he was really darn good at writing melodies. Almost to the point like if, kind of shame that, we never got to hear what else he did with that. But such is life. Next riff is the B riff. Open 6 string. 10, 9. So 0, 0, 10, 9 on the 5th string. And then take your middle finger, grab that, and go 12, 12, 10, 9. Like I said, that's the B melody. 0, 0, 10, 9, 10, 12, slide, 12, 10, 9. 10, 9. And then we have our C melody, which does this. The trickiest part by the whole thing is going that 11, 11, 9, 12. You can reach there. I find it easier with the ring finger. You can do it with the pinky if you want, but I find it easier with the... You can do that too. Kurt Cobain's probably using his ring. He would probably be using his ring finger. So I would isolate that spot first. And just to show you how it sounds with all the open bottom strings here, if I'm playing those at the same time, versus this. It's too thin that way, so you gotta really... So 0, 9, 10, 9, 11, 11, 9, 12. Ah. Whole thing put together. A section. B section. Let's do it over again. A section. B section. Back to A section. Then to the C section. All together is one. One more time without the mistakes. Riff. Like I said, I want those open drone strings to ring. To kind of show you if I take a scale. Right? Doesn't sound half bad. So work on that for me, and like I said, I'll teach you how to even write in this style or compose in this style if you're interested. And then we'll go from there. Also, man, like I said, if you've got questions, let me know. If not, I will catch you next week. Take care.